Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Primary 5, how are you today? Today we are going to talk about light. But first, let's remember at Primary 4 we studied energy and we said that energy is the ability to do work and make a change. And there are many forms of energy like heat energy, electric energy, sound energy, kinetic energy, and light energy. All these forms of light, we cannot see any one of them except light energy. So, light is the only form of energy that can be seen and it causes vision. Vision is the ability to see objects around us in our environment. So, the light energy that can be seen is called visible spectrum. There are many sources of light, like natural sources and artificial sources. The natural sources like sunlight, while artificial source like the light of candle, fluorescent lamp, and pocket torch. Light properties. There are many light properties that we are going to study like light travels in straight lines. To know how can light travel in straight lines, let's do the following activity in which we are going to get a candle, 3 screens or 3 stands, and put them in a line, making a hole in each one of them, and this hole is in the same place in each one of them. Arrange them in a line, and instead of them put the candle, then observe the light of the candle through the holes. You will observe that you can see the light of the candle. That's why, because light travels in straight lines. So, if you try to change the location or the position of any one of these screens, you will observe that you will not be able to see the light of the candle because light travels in straight lines. There are many results of traveling of light in straight lines, like formation
the pinhole camera
images
consists
through
of a
narrow
box
holes and
with a
formation of
small
shadow.
hole
To
in
know
a
how
metal
can
plate at
images
one
are formed
end
through narrow holes,
and a
let's
screen
watch
of
the following
tracing
video.
paper or frosted glass at the other end. If the camera
pinhole
is
camera
pointed towards the tree,
consists of a box
an inverted,
with a small
diminished
hole
image
in a
of the
metal
tree
plate at
is
one
formed
end
on the screen.
and a screen of tracing
As shown
paper
here,
or frosted
light
glass
rays from
at
the
the
top
other
of
end.
the tree
If
A
the camera is
travel
pointed
in a
towards the
straight
tree,
line
an
and fall
inverted
at X on the
diminished
screen.
image of the tree is
Rays
formed
from the
on the
bottom
screen.
of the tree B
As shown
fall
here,
at Y.
light rays from the top
Thus,
of the tree
XY is the
A
diminished
travel
inverted
in a
image
straight
of
line
the tree
and
on the
fall
screen.
at X on the
If the
screen.
hole is larger than a
Rays from the
pinhole,
bottom of
the
the tree
image
B
obtained will be
fall
blurred.
at Y.
If the
Thus,
screen is
XY
replaced
is
by
the
a
diminished
photographic film,
inverted
a
image
photograph
of the tree
can
on the
be
screen.
taken.
As we can observe in the following figure, the image of the image of the tree is formed in form of minimized and inverted image. Because light can transmit in a straight line through narrow holes, okay? And this is the idea of making a photographic camera. The next fact or the next result of traveling of light in straight lines is formation of shadow. As we can observe the following figure, which represents Jerboa, there is a darkened area which represents the shadow of Jerboa. That's why, because light travels in a straight line, then it falls on something that blocks it from traveling, forming the darkened area which is called shadow. So, shadow is a darkened area formed as a result of falling of light on opaque objects which blocks or stops the passing of light through it. Light transmission through different materials. Materials are classified into transparent, semi-transparent, and opaque materials according to their ability of passing of light through each one of them. The first class is transparent materials. If we observe the following figure, which represents light that travels from lamp through a piece of glass, you can observe that the light passes through it. And the next figure represents a container that contains some water, a fish, and a plant. You can see the objects inside the container. That's why, because it allows the light to pass through it. So transparent materials are materials which allow most of light to pass through them, and objects can be seen clearly behind them. Like what? Like air, clear glass, and transparent plastic. The next category is semi-transparent materials or translucent materials. They are materials which allow only some light, not all, not most, but some light to pass through them. If we observe the frosted glass in this figure, if you put something behind it, you cannot see it clearly, but you can see it less clearly. So, the examples of semi-transparent or translucent materials are frosted glass and tissue paper. The last category is opaque materials, which never allow any objects or any light to pass through them, and objects cannot be seen behind them. Like what? Like wood, carton, aluminum foil, and rocks. To summarize the three classes of materials, let's look at the following figure, which represents the three types of materials and giraffe behind them. In case of transparent materials, we can see a part of giraffe clearly, while in case of translucent or semi-transparent, you can see a part of giraffe less clearly, while in case of opaque material, you cannot see any part of the giraffe because it never allows any light to transmit through it. Light reflection. If you stand instead of or in front of a mirror, you can see your image in the mirror. That's why, because light returns back, forming an image. That is called light reflection. So, light reflection is the returning back or bouncing of light rays when they fall on a reflecting surface. This reflecting surface always a smooth and shiny surface. There are two types of light reflection, which are regular reflection and irregular reflection. We are required to study only regular reflection, as we can observe in the following figure. All light rays are reflected in only one direction and only one image is formed, while in case of irregular reflection, light rays are reflected in different directions and many images are formed. So, regular light reflection is a type of light reflection in which light rays are reflected in only one direction when they fall on a smooth and shiny surface. Light refraction. As we can observe in the following figure, which represents a pencil inside a glass beaker containing water, you can see that the pencil seems to be broken. That's why, because when the light passes through air, then through water, its speed is different between air and water. Light travels faster in air than in water. Due to the change in light speed, light is refracted. Refracted means to change its direction. So, the pen or the pencil seems to be broken. So light refraction is the change of light direction when it passes between two different transparent media like water and air, as in this case, due to the change in light speed. The last property of light is splitting of light or light separation. White light consists of 7 colors, which are called 7 spectrum colors. These colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, respectively. If you put a source of white light instead of glass prism, you will observe that the white light will be split into the 7 spectrum colors as the following arrangement. Okay? These colors are called the 7 spectrum colors. This phenomenon occurs in nature when sunlight passes through water drops during rainfall, forming rainbow. So, rainbow phenomenon occurs during sunlight when sunlight passes through water droplets which act as a prism that separates white light into 7 spectrum colors. That's all about our lesson, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.